What if the simple breakfast habit you've trusted for years is actually holding back your strength? Imagine a single everyday ingredient that can give you twice the protein of 2 eggs without the extra cholesterol and help reverse the muscle loss that creeps in after 60. Stay with me for the next 19 minutes and you'll discover the food that can turn the tide on age-related muscle decline naturally and without pricey supplements. If you're over 60, you've probably felt the gradual decline in strength. Those stairs feel steeper, the grocery bags feel heavier. Science tells us this is sarcopenia, the slow loss of muscle mass caused by reduced protein synthesis and chronic inflammation. Today, I'll reveal the one food that outperforms eggs in protein, explain why it works on a cellular level, and give you 3 simple ways to add it to every meal. If you're ready to regain strength, give this video a thumbs up now. Your future self will thank you. Let's first understand why protein is the cornerstone of muscle health after 60. Why does the same amount of protein that built you up in your 20s no longer sustain you now? The answer lies in how our bodies remodel muscle fibers. Every day, our muscles break down tiny proteins and rebuild them stronger, a process that needs a steady supply of amino acids. After 60, something called anabolic resistance rises. Our cells become less efficient at using the protein we eat. Studies show seniors need about 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, up to 30% more than the average adult. Consider the essential amino acids that trigger muscle growth. First, leucine acts like a switch, turning on the mTOR pathway that tells cells to start building new muscle. Second, lysine supports collagen, keeping tendons and joints sturdy. Third, valine helps prevent muscle breakdown during fasting periods. Together, these 3 amino acids form the backbone of a diet that can fight sarcopenia. Now that we know what we need, let's see which food gives us more of it than eggs. If you're finding this valuable, hit that subscribe button and let's keep exploring together. The food I'm talking about is not an exotic superfood you have to hunt down in a specialty store. It's a humble, widely available ingredient that most of us already have in our pantry: Greek yogurt. Yes, that thick, creamy dairy product you might sprinkle on granola or blend into a smoothie contains more high-quality protein per serving than a pair of large eggs. A typical cup of plain Greek yogurt delivers around 20 grams of protein, while 2 large eggs provide roughly 12 grams. That's a difference of 8 grams, a substantial boost for anyone trying to meet higher protein goals. But why does Greek yogurt excel where eggs fall short? The answer is in its protein composition. Greek yogurt is rich in casein and whey, both complete proteins containing all 9 essential amino acids. Whey, in particular, is rapidly digested, flooding the bloodstream with leucine and prompting that mTOR switch we mentioned earlier. Casein, on the other hand, digests slowly, providing a steady release of amino acids throughout the night, which is crucial for muscle repair during sleep. Eggs do contain high-quality protein, but they lack the sustained release that casein offers, and they come with cholesterol that some seniors prefer to limit. So how can you incorporate Greek yogurt into your daily routine to maximize these benefits? First, start your morning with a protein-packed parfait. Layer plain Greek yogurt with fresh berries, a sprinkle of nuts, and a drizzle of honey for a balanced mix of protein, antioxidants, and healthy fats. Second, use it as a base for savory sauces. Blend Greek yogurt with herbs, garlic, and a splash of lemon to create a creamy dressing for salads or a topping for grilled fish, giving you a protein boost without extra saturated fat. Third, add it to smoothies. Combine a cup of Greek yogurt with spinach, a banana, and a scoop of natural peanut butter for a post-workout shake that fuels recovery and keeps your muscles in an anabolic state. Each of these 3 ideas not only raises your protein intake, but also supports gut health thanks to the probiotics naturally present in cultured yogurt. A healthy gut reduces chronic inflammation, another key factor that accelerates muscle loss in older adults. Now, let's pause for a moment. Think about the last time you ate a snack that left you feeling satisfied and energized versus one that left you reaching for another bite soon after. The difference often comes down to protein content and how it's digested. By swapping a typical snack like a handful of chips for a cup of Greek yogurt, you're not just cutting empty calories, you're giving your body the building blocks it needs to maintain muscle mass. What do you think about making Greek yogurt a staple in your diet? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how you plan to use it. In the next segment, we'll dive deeper into the science of muscle protein synthesis, explore how timing your protein intake can amplify results, and reveal 2 additional foods that complement Greek yogurt perfectly. Stay tuned because the next step will change the way you think about nutrition after 60. If this insight resonated with you, smash that like button and let's keep this conversation going. Let's now turn our attention to the cellular orchestra that builds and repairs muscle, the process known as muscle protein synthesis. When you finish a workout, or even when you simply rise from a chair, tiny fibers in your muscles experience micro tears. Your body's response is to repair those tears, making the fibers thicker and stronger. This repair hinges on a cascade of signals that begin the moment amino acids appear in your bloodstream. Why does the timing of those amino acids matter so much after 60? The answer lies in a pathway called mammalian target of rapamycin, or mTOR for short. Think of mTOR as the master switch that tells your cells it's time to build. When enough leucine, one of the branched chain amino acids, reaches a certain threshold, mTOR flips on and the machinery that stitches muscle fibers together springs into action. In younger adults, this switch is highly sensitive. A modest amount of protein can trigger a robust response. In older adults, however, the sensitivity blunts, a phenomenon we call anabolic resistance. Your muscles become less eager to react, demanding a larger, more concentrated dose of leucine to achieve the same effect. This is why the protein recommendations shift upward after 60 and why the quality of protein matters just as much as the quantity. Now consider the concept of the anabolic window. Research shows that delivering a burst of high-quality protein within roughly a 30-minute to an hour period after activity can dramatically amplify the mTOR signal. It does not mean you must race to the kitchen the second you finish a stroll, but it does suggest a strategic pairing of movement and nutrition. First, aim to consume a serving of Greek yogurt, already rich in leucine, within that post-activity window. A cup of plain Greek yogurt supplies roughly 20 grams of protein with a leucine content that comfortably clears the activation threshold for most seniors. Second, pair that yogurt with a carbohydrate source that raises insulin modestly, because insulin works hand in hand with mTOR to promote nutrient uptake. A handful of berries, a slice of whole grain toast, or a small spoonful of oats fits the bill without spiking glucose levels dramatically. Third, if you find yourself unable to eat right after activity, plan a protein-rich snack a few hours later and repeat the pattern throughout the day. Muscle protein synthesis is not a single event, it is a series of peaks and valleys. By spacing protein intake every 3 to 4 hours, you keep the mTOR switch flickering, preventing prolonged periods of inactivity that can accelerate muscle loss. What about the 2 complementary foods that can elevate the benefits of Greek yogurt even further? The first is a seed that has earned a reputation as a tiny powerhouse, chia. Chia seeds are not only packed with plant-based protein, but they also deliver omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, and antioxidants. When soaked, they form a gel that can be mixed directly into yogurt, creating a creamy, nutrient-dense parfait. The gel slows digestion, providing a steadier release of amino acids that sustains the anabolic signal for a longer stretch. The second star is an ancient grain that has been a staple in many cultures for centuries, quinoa. Quinoa offers a complete amino acid profile, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids in proportions that support muscle repair. A quarter cup of cooked quinoa adds roughly 6 grams of protein and a healthy dose of magnesium, which plays a crucial role in muscle contraction and relaxation. Toss a spoonful of quinoa into your Greek yogurt, drizzle a touch of olive oil, and sprinkle a pinch of cinnamon for a savory sweet bowl that fuels recovery. Notice how each of these additions brings something unique to the table. Chia contributes sustained amino acid delivery and anti-inflammatory fats, while quinoa supplies a complementary protein matrix and minerals that support cellular energy production. Together with Greek yogurt, they form a triad that can rival and in many cases surpass the protein punch you would get from 2 eggs without the accompanying cholesterol load. Now let's pause and reflect on how you currently structure your meals around activity. Do you tend to wait hours after a walk before you eat, or do you reach for a sugary snack that offers quick energy but little protein? Consider the impact of swapping that sugary bite for a Greek yogurt-based snack enriched with chia or quinoa. Not only will you curb the post-snack crash, you'll also deliver the building blocks your muscles need precisely when they are most receptive. If you're wondering how much of these foods you should incorporate daily, a practical guideline is to aim for at least 1 serving of Greek yogurt, a tablespoon of chia seeds, and a 1/4 cup of cooked quinoa spread across your meals. This combination typically provides enough leucine to trigger mTOR multiple times a day, while also supplying fiber and healthy fats that keep your gut microbiome thriving. A healthy gut in turn reduces chronic inflammation, a silent accelerant of muscle loss in older adults. Speaking of inflammation, let's explore why it matters for muscle health. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often termed inflammaging, interferes with the signaling pathways that regulate protein synthesis. Cytokines such as tumor necrosis factor, alpha, and interleukin-6 can blunt the response to leucine, making it even harder for older bodies to capitalize on protein intake. Antioxidant-rich foods, berries, leafy greens, nuts help neutralize these inflammatory mediators, restoring a more favorable environment for muscle growth. Therefore, your nutrition plan should be holistic, high-quality protein sources, timed strategically, paired with anti-inflammatory companions, and supported by a gut-friendly fiber base. When these elements converge, you create a metabolic landscape where muscle preservation becomes not just possible, but likely. Let's now transition to a broader lifestyle perspective. Nutrition is a cornerstone, but resistance training acts as the catalyst that tells your muscles they need to rebuild. Even modest strength training routines, such as body weight squats, resistance band rows, or light dumbbell curls performed 2 to 3 times a week can dramatically improve muscle mass and functional capacity in seniors. The key is consistency and progressive overload, meaning you gradually increase the difficulty as your strength improves. If you're new to resistance work, start with a simple circuit, 5 minutes of gentle marching in place to warm up, followed by 10 repetitions of sit to stand from a sturdy chair, 10 repetitions of wall push-ups, and 10 repetitions of seated leg extensions using a light resistance band. Rest for a minute, then repeat the circuit 2 more times. Over weeks, add a few more repetitions or a slightly thicker band. This approach respects the principle of gradual adaptation, which is especially important when anabolic resistance is present. In addition to physical activity, sleep plays a non-negotiable role in muscle recovery. During deep sleep, growth hormone surges, aiding protein synthesis and tissue repair. Older adults often experience fragmented sleep patterns, which can diminish these restorative phases. Prioritizing a consistent bedtime routine, limiting caffeine in the late afternoon, and creating a cool, dark sleep environment can help extend the duration of deep sleep, thereby supporting your muscle building efforts. Hydration is another often overlooked factor. Dehydration can impair protein synthesis and increase the perception of fatigue during exercise. Aim to sip water throughout the day and especially before, during, and after physical activity. Adding a pinch of sea salt or a splash of citrus can make the fluid more palatable and replace electrolytes lost through sweat, even during modest activity. Now, let's bring everything together in a concise action plan you can start implementing today. First, schedule a brief resistance session, perhaps a 5-minute circuit in the morning or early afternoon. Second, within an hour of completing that session, enjoy a cup of plain Greek yogurt topped with a tablespoon of soaked chia seeds and a drizzle of honey, or stir in a 1/4 cup of cooked quinoa for a savory twist. Third, accompany your protein snack with a serving of fresh berries or a slice of whole grain toast to provide the carbohydrate partner that supports insulin-mediated nutrient uptake. Fourth, repeat a similar protein-rich snack every 3 to 4 hours, ensuring you meet the elevated protein target recommended for seniors. Fifth, wind down each evening with a short stretching routine. Dim the lights and allow your body the restorative sleep it needs. By adhering to this routine, you address the 5 pillars of muscle preservation: high-quality protein, strategic timing, resistance training, sleep, and hydration. Each pillar reinforces the others, creating a synergistic effect that can slow, halt, or even reverse the decline in muscle mass that so many experience after 60. What challenges do you anticipate in adopting this plan? Perhaps you worry about the extra time required for meal preparation, or you're unsure about how to start resistance training safely. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm eager to hear your concerns and can offer adjustments that fit your lifestyle. If you found these insights valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. Your feedback not only encourages me to keep digging into the science, it also helps others discover strategies that can improve their quality of life. Before we close, let's address a common myth. I need expensive supplements to get enough protein. The truth is that whole foods like Greek yogurt, chia, quinoa, and a variety of nuts and legumes can provide the necessary amino acids without the cost or potential side effects of many commercial protein powders. Moreover, whole foods bring additional nutrients, vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients that work together to support overall health. If you're curious about other protein-dense foods that can diversify your diet, consider options such as lentils, edamame, cottage cheese, and even certain types of fish like salmon, which also supply omega-3 fats. Rotating these choices throughout the week keeps meals interesting and ensures a broad spectrum of nutrients. Finally, remember that consistency beats perfection. It's better to make small, sustainable changes that you can maintain for years than to chase rapid fixes that fade quickly. Each day you choose a protein-rich snack. Each time you stand up a little taller, each moment you prioritize sleep, you are investing in a stronger, more resilient body. If you'd like to stay updated on more evidence-based health strategies tailored for mature adults, consider subscribing to the channel. I release new videos each week that dive deep into nutrition, movement, and lifestyle habits that empower you to age with vitality. Thank you for joining me on this journey towards stronger muscles and better health after 60. Keep experimenting, stay curious, and remember, the power to change lies in the everyday choices you make. Until next time, stay healthy and keep moving forward. And there's one more thought I'd like to leave you with before we part ways. Imagine a future where you no longer dread the idea of climbing a flight of stairs, where you can lift the groceries with confidence, where the mirror reflects a version of yourself that feels as strong as you once did. That vision isn't a fantasy, it's a realistic outcome when you give your body the right building blocks, the right timing, and the right consistency. Think back to the 3 practical ways we explored for incorporating the powerhouse food into your daily routine. Whether you sprinkled it over a morning oatmeal, blended it into a smooth afternoon shake, or mixed it into a hearty evening stew, each bite is a step toward reversing that slow muscle loss that many assume is inevitable after 60. Remember that the key isn't a single miracle meal, but a habit of choosing nutrient-dense options day after day. Small, sustainable changes compound over months and years, creating a resilient muscle foundation that supports you in everything from gardening to traveling. Now, I'm curious, what's the one change you feel most confident about starting this week? Perhaps you'll add a spoonful to your breakfast cereal, or maybe you'll experiment with a new recipe for dinner. Share that intention in the comments below. Hearing what you plan to try not only holds you accountable, it also inspires the community. When we see each other's successes, we all move forward together. If any part of today's discussion sparked a question, or if you're wrestling with a specific barrier, be it time, taste preferences, or digestive concerns, let me know. I'll address those topics in upcoming videos because the goal is to tailor the science to real-life situations, not to leave you with abstract facts.
Before I close, remember that the channel thrives on the collective curiosity of viewers like you.
If you found value in exploring how a simple food can outshine eggs in protein content, consider giving this video a thumbs up. Your affirmation tells the algorithm that this information matters, and it helps others who are searching for answers to discover it as well. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you won't miss the next deep dive into age-defying nutrition, movement strategies, and lifestyle tweaks that keep you thriving. Thank you again for spending this time with me, for investing in your health, and for being part of a community that refuses to accept decline as the default. Keep experimenting, stay curious, and remember that every mindful bite, every gentle stretch, and every restful night brings you closer to the stronger, more vibrant version of yourself. Until we meet again, stay healthy and keep moving forward.